Hello, welcome to Master Powercast. Today's episode, She-Ra. We're going to be talking about The Laughing Dragon. This is the 12th episode of the series. Had to double check because once again, I get conflicting information. One website tells me that it's episode 12. Wikipedia will tell you that's episode 10. But I guess they're going by more production code, and the wiki and even the book itself is going by a different way. I don't know, but I'm going to say episode 12. Tyler, once again, this is an episode that you have chosen. Sorrowful the Dragon is sort of the subject matter of this. And without, I guess, getting too spoilery before we dive into this episode, why did you pick this one for this go?
It's been a personal favorite of mine since as far back as I can remember, because it was on the volume 2 of the She-Ra VHS tapes that had Talent for Trouble.
Okay.
So you watch Laughing Dragon and then Talent for Trouble, and I fell in love with this episode as a kid, and not much has changed. And so it's part of that excitement and intensity of watching my favorite She-Ra tape. This is the opening act, and then you get to the big one with Talent for Trouble. And as I got older, I was like, man, I really do love the way he's written, the way he's voiced by Lou Scheimer. And I just, love for animals, and obviously knowing what it's like to be bullied and being made fun of when you're trying to make a point, and people laugh in your face when you're trying to stand up for yourself, and you love nothing more than just, unleash hell. And you get a little bit of that with Sorrowful here. So it's a wonderful redemption story. We don't know where he comes from or anything like that, but it just was something that I just can appreciate. And the kind of character you just would love to go over and give a big hug to. That's how I look at Sorrowful the Dragon.
And it's all about building confidence as we get through this episode. But let's go ahead. We'll dive on in. Written by Michael
Utvik. Or Utvik. I've never heard it pronounced, so I was going to say Utvik.
We're recording this episode following the Conan spinner rack, so hey, let's just butcher some more names along the way.
Yeah, why not? And I'm sure our buddy James will send us an audio message correcting us, and we'll see. You to do that, James.
We'll see at what point, though, because I say that the Laughing Dragon might be on the channel before we put the Conan spinner rack on there. So
it could be.
In the event that I do that, hey, look out down the road for an issue of Conan on the spinner rack, but directed by Ernie Schmidt. And we're reaching we start off with the town of Elberon. They've just been liberated, so this is kind of their Independence Day. Their mayor is giving this speech. We're honoring She-Ra. Thank you for what you're doing. And, of course, Cal and Bo are bored. They like doing
they're not
what they
big on the celebration. They're all about, Bo is definitely big on the action. He's unless of course he's got a damsel on his arm, then he's occupied, So I can't blame for someone who loves being a hero and okay, well, I'm not getting much of a celebration. It's kind of She-Ra's thing here.
Yeah, so it's good what they're doing, but he gets tired of the parades and the speeches.
Yeah,
so it's like, hey, let's go ahead and get out of here. So they kind of go on a stroll, and they run into they see this well, but then there's also a guy. I don't know if we'll see him here. Yeah, there's a guy that's like, hey, if I missed the stuff, and they're like, no, you got plenty of time. The mayor's still talking, which is it's a fun little setup here at the beginning that we're getting.
It is, and just Bo kind of hammering in it. Yes, and the mayor's still talking. His tone of he's rattling on and.
And I'll look like this guy if I just cut my hair.
You would. You very much would. Nathan is a He-Man character. Here it is, people.
Yeah. So they're kind of messing around. Bo decides to just drop this rock down the well because he's like, I don't think there's any water in it, but let's see. We'll toss this down here and see when we hear the splash sound. And that guy makes a point to say, oh, by the way.
That well is no longer in use because the Horde use it as a fuel tank. So we abandoned it.
Yeah.
Fuel tank? You're just don't drop any matches down there.
Well, see you later.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And you see when that rock is kind of bouncing down, I want to say
it's like a little bit of a
spark. On the way down. So this is when he's telling them that stuff. And then of course, we get the big fire, and then the mayor's like, "Ah, no, it's
set the town on fire."
yeah." I'm sure Tyler at this point could probably quote this entire episode back
believe me,
to
I've
us.
watched this episode so many fucking times, not just from from childhood to now. Yeah, it's one I can quote pretty good. And then, of course, Shira and Swiftwind snap into action to go put out the flames as everyone panics, and her job is not done today.
And Swiftwind kind of using its namesake here. Yeah. Swifting up the wind and creating a wind and carrying the flame away.
In a very epic way, and just dropping it into a nearby lake to put out the fire altogether.
How convenient. It's good that they were able to just be like, oh yes, the lake over there, because they probably saw that on the way in.
Oh yeah,
it would have been actually that could have been something you could have implemented at the beginning. It's like them going to this at first and then seeing the flyover. Maybe they point out how beautiful this lake is, just kind of set up for when they get to this scene.
Okay, it's not just a matter of sheer convenience.
Yeah,
but and you know what? It's hard to say. Maybe in the script, maybe there's a little bit of a setup heading towards the town celebration.
Yeah, and that's kind of all on me too, because I probably should have taken some of the trivia from this episode and have it scrolling down at the bottom of your screens, but I guess who forgot to do that? I did. But Bo's feeling pretty bummed out about that.
And Cole's just Cal is giving him a lot of shit right now, even though Cal was right there and had no problem with him doing it. But
yeah,
that's what Cal does. Cal likes to bust Bo's balls. There's a tongue twister for you.
Adora now has shown up,
and she's like, "Okay, so that's what happened." As Cal is just giving Bo so much shit, and that's when she realizes, okay, that's how the fire started. Then all of a sudden, at what appears to be another well or the same one, an earthquake takes place, and this massive dragon emerges from the ground right over the village. Like, holy shit, dude! First a fire, now a dragon. Like,
yeah,
Jesus
and at first seeing the shadow, like, oh, where is this going to go? Everyone being in fear, and then we get our first look here at Sorrowful, and Bo grabs the doors, like, hey, let's get out of here. They go into this house, and now I'm kind of getting some flashbacks here of the Conan issue that we covered yesterday.
Yeah, he's very reminiscent of the big alligator croc.
Yeah, but you quickly come to find out that this dragon is not like most others.
Not at all. And in the panic that when he tries to at least befriend, or at least acknowledge Cal, he freaks out, and then Sorrowful panics and turns around and smacks the shit out of the house they went to go hide in, and knocks it in the sky and comes crashing back down.
Yeah.
And is already ashamed of his action, already like scared to death of the ramifications of knocking the shit out of this house. And our heroes are kind of like recovering from this comical crash.
Mm-hmm.
As Bo comes out, decked out in someone's dress and a towel over his head, and oblivious to it, and storms out of the house like, who the hell did this?
Yeah, goes and confronts Sorrowful. It's funny seeing Bo in a dress right here.
It is, and it's played straight until it's addressed.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
And Sorrowful with his, when Bo is telling him, like, I'm a man, and and he's just kind of like, oh, that's kind of Sorrowful's, like, acknowledge the fact this is a man wearing a dress, that he's not quite taking him too seriously at the moment, as Bo is still giving him shit, and all he can hear is that Bo's angry and like, please don't hurt me, and it's like, what do you mean, you're a dragon? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? Like, whoever you are, you sure have a pretty dress.
And that's when Bo realizes, okay.
He's like, oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Like, even kind of complete, too, with, like, the brassiere.
Yeah, which I'm assuming that was probably a dress that had some stuffing.
Some padding in there. Yeah.
Whoever owned that dress needed some extra support there, I guess, for visual purposes.
Yeah.
And this, I love this moment with the music when Adora gently approaches Sorrowful, and he still panics, and she just calms him down. And I think what makes him such a endearing character is that when he talks and he's calm or scared, his tongue's always hanging out. You know, it's a layer of sympathy towards him. I can't explain why. Whereas most dragons, their tongue is it's in their mouth. It only comes out when they're getting ready to eat someone or blow fire. And as a kid, I always thought it was like kind of like chewing gum, like kind of hanging out of his mouth a little bit there. But it makes him more pitiful looking.
Yeah,
To
I
have
mean,
his tongue always hanging out.
well, I think between that and just his sad eyes,
Sad eyes, and his voice it's and then reaching out to shake her hand and get in and explain to Adore that his name is Sorrowful, and like the I don't know, he's animated so wonderful that you really buy that this dragon is really fucking scared of everything, and it's just very timid. And then
Cal's like, "Oh, hey, pal," and starts poking him in the stomach. But it turns out
dragons are known to cause a lot of problems, and that's the kind of reputation you have, and that is something that just sends Sorrowful into hysterics because he's being that's ticklish to him, and Cal's taken aback, like, "You're ticklish? How about right here?" And it's just showing more of his vulnerability, that he's a dragon who's ticklish, cannot be taken seriously, and even that makes him ashamed that I got nothing to live for. I'm a joke, a clown, a disgrace to dragons.
Yep. And at this point, is this when we're getting to the part of the story where they decide it's like, hey, maybe we take you to go see Cast a Spell?
Yeah, well, yeah, Cast a Spell I could probably help, because he even says, like, do you know of a sorceress who could help me have, who could give me some courage, and which kind of makes it feel like it's something he's thought about. It's a world full of magic. Only magic could probably help me, solve my problem. And that, we'll take you to Mysticor, and of course Cal takes another shot at Bo there, like he always does throughout this episode. And he's grateful that they're willing to stop and help him out and take him to Mysticor, which he's just very grateful for their gesture. But of course, when they see Mysticor at a distance, he's like, I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Well, I mean, honestly, to be fair to Sorrowful here, I mean, these gaps, like these little pieces of land essentially just barely connecting to another piece that's just floating on its own, that doesn't look like any of this could support the weight of this in the middle. I would kind of be a little apprehensive about wanting to cross as well. Of course, with him being a dragon, he could probably just fly over.
He can fly. To me, I always took it as that it's a castle, it's a place he's never been to before, and that probably just scares the shit out of him.
Yeah, there's that. But I mean, if I have to go on foot right here, yeah, I'm probably gonna be a little...
Oh yeah, going on foot, like, oh my god.
No.
Yeah. But it's a wonderful design of Mysticor and Cast a Spell's castle. Like, it's just it's something it's used some sparingly, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And as we acknowledge that they're getting ready to head on in, we transition to the Fright Zone and kind of set up their place in this episode, and that they are looking to start destroying and taking over the Kingdom of Greenvale, which is on the outskirts of Mysticor, and heading in that direction, looking to take Cast a Spell's kingdom as well. So they're having some I guess what's the word? I'm having a massive brain fart here, a big windy brain fart right now. It's not getting out. So ambitions. Their ambitions are just, they're never ending here. And when the Horde Trooper lets them know that they're going to start mowing down trees and things like that, and Horde is glad to hear the progress, and and seeing that little shot there too of the Horde, of course, for Hordak's amusement, sends the Horde Trooper down the trap door, but seeing the logo colored black instead of red there, which
that's a cool look.
It is. It does look cool.
I can dig it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of curious when I was watching this, and as soon as we get the Hordak stuff and he's sitting on the star, I was like, I wonder if the trap door is going to come into play here, and of course it does.
Yeah, it doesn't do it all the time, but most of the time you can feel like, yes, if someone's standing right there at the bottom of Hordak's throne.
Percentage is pretty high. If you're watching an episode and
if
this
I was
is
a
going,
betting man, you're gonna doesn't matter who it is. Someone's going down that trap door, and Hordak summons imps to go follow up on the actions of Leech and Man, or what's going on in Mysticor,
mm-hmm.
and then pass on whatever he knows to Leech and Montana. And I just love this.
Imp says, "Yeah, I'm gonna bounce out of here," or whatever he said
right away, and turns into this ball and
I'm like,
bounces. And Hordak's little speech of like, Mysticor will soon be mine and cast a spell. Your days of power are numbered, and it's Hordak written very well. This is his only time in the episode, but he's written as a very assertive and formidable villain, not for jokes or anything like that would later come down the road. And boy, cast a spell, boy, she's a I'm just drawing a blank here because I'm just like, Again, that's one of the great things about the show I loved as a kid. All the girls are hot, man. Like, it always made me feel weird wanting to watch it because I'm like, I felt like it was a show for girls, but I'm like,
the girls, the girls are hot in it.
The girls are hot, man. Like all of them. There isn't a dog in the bunch.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of probably like the biggest reason boys were tuning into the show is just because of how attractive the females on the show were drawn.
It was that, knowing that the Horde were in it. That was the draw for me. It was like, oh my god, the Horde are in this cartoon, and all these pretty girls all over the place, and their beautiful accents and things like that. Melindy Britt does a beautiful job with Casaspella's voice there, and Sorrowful enters in, and she tells him to speak up because he's like, and that just scares the shit out of him, having someone be assertive with him. Like she's not being mean, but he can't handle abrasion of any kind.
And Castaspell is pretty much just like, I don't think the's any hope here.
Yeah, she's like, this is not your everyday dragon, and she's a queen. She rules a kingdom. She's not fucking around.
Yeah,
she's like, tell me what you want, and she decides to have this big celebration. We're gonna give you what you want, and I love this of Imp. I'll just watch from here and just seeing what's going on here, and when she announces, let's sound the fanfare, and the fuck out of them.
It's like at this point, like I would probably throw in the towel myself and be like, there's nothing I can do here.
Yeah, and I love this panning shot of this what looks like Spiral from X-Men.
Oh yeah. Very much so.
That he lands, and this image was on the back of the VHS tape as well, which always stuck. When I rented it, like just that image, and then when I finally saw it, this is awesome, And Imp's laughing his ass off, like, oh my god, a cowardly dragon.
Yep, he can't wait to go back and tell Leech and Montana what's going on here.
And he decides to follow up here and sneak into the castle and say, oh my god, what else are they gonna do with this joke? And cast a spell is trying again. I just love how Imp's animated in this episode. Just his, just watching and observing and smiling, like in quiet, like, oh my god, this looks like one of those was it that grows on the ground that you blow it.
Grows on the ground. I don't think it's
dandelion. Is it dandelions?
I was almost wanting to say dandelion, but I'm not. I didn't want to. Yes, dandelion.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Like her spell when she projects it up to.
Sorry, guys. We don't know plants.
I don't know plants, and I don't give a shit. Laugh at us,
Yeah.
To quote another Sid Vicious botch promo, I don't know shit. So I'm not afraid to admit that.
My initial reaction was like, yeah, dumbass, I think it's dandelion. But then I started doubting myself. I was like, I'm not so sure.
That was the first thing that came to mind too. But I'm like, watch me sit there and say, no, you idiot. It's a tulip or some shit like that.
I definitely know what a tulip looks
like.
Well,
believe me, if people are gonna, get upset that I don't know fucking flowers and things, I'm like, have at it.
Yeah.
But the spell that she get it together.
I'm laughing at the Sid thing.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know shit. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, we're good. But so Castaspella tries another attempt and tells Sorrowful, arise, Sorrowful the courageous, and he's like, I don't feel really much any different, and Bo is, like, hey, you're now as gallant as I, and then Cal just flies right up and it isn't saying that much. Yeah. And that look at Bo is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he goes, and Cal just boo. And again, look at that. He's like, oh my god. And Sorrowful goes flying into the air. And the door is like, that wasn't nice, Cal. And it's like, I just thought a simple test could hurt, as he crashes into the castle.
And that face says it all right there.
This may just be impossible. Like everyone at this point, there's just nothing they can do. Magic's not working. The friends trying to test it, it's just nothing's working. This guy's just beyond help. And then when he arrives, that's when Castaspella is told by one of her guards that the kingdom of Greenvale is being invaded by the Horde.
Yep. So
they must go and aid King Gruff.
Yeah, we're bringing back to what Hordak was being privy to minutes earlier.
Yep. And Castaspella's like, oh man, we're going to put an end to this shit. Yep. And tell Sorrowful, you're going to come with us and fight the Horde. And he's like, well, what's a Horde?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll know soon, and you won't like it. Well, I don't like it already. And that's when Imp exits and says, now get word to Leech and Montana.
Now, when you're hearing that bit of dialogue as a kid, that probably got you pretty excited. It's like, oh, we're going to see
yeah, like Leech and Montana. Oh, my God, here we go, man. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, I couldn't wait to see them in action as a kid. As they're exiting the palace, it's time for
transformation sequence. Yeah. Which is kind of it's a good way to do that, and then it's like, all right, here's the time that we will have a door to go in.
I thought that was such a beautiful transformation as a kid.
Absolutely,
seeing her stand in front of Grayskull and not quite understanding the meaning behind that, just knew it was connected to He-Man in some way, but not understanding that they were brother and sister. And then I see the next episode, and it's more for context, but I was still like, I wanted to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Only fucked up people today think that kind of shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they're out there, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, they are there. Plenty.
They come out when stupid shit's being talked about.
But now we're here. They're cutting down all the trees as planned to create more.
Montana is written wonderfully here. He's not written as a putz or a joke. He's meant to be malicious, and Leech is the same way, and they love what they're doing. And that's one of the many reasons I like this episode is the villains are written to be assholes. And look here, Looky.
Yeah, there's Looky. Did you find me?
Yeah, and they're seeing more and more trees are falling, and like, all right, man, this is your time to prove your courage. And when they see we have a real dragon, they'll turn and run. Like, I don't think that's really what's gonna happen. And Imp is here just letting her know, like, the rebels have got a dragon that's scared shitless. And they're like, oh my God, like, leaps in the trees with the sound of a trumpet. I love Eric Scheimer doing his voice. It's so fucking good here. And they're just like, oh, boy, we can't wait to meet this guy. Like, they're relishing, like, making fun of it and just having fun with this dragon.
Now we come to our peaceful race.
Which, race of rabbit people, which is very interesting. And the look of King Gruff here is a wonderful design here, I think. Mm-hmm. Peace loving and just Shivers that remind you, look, the Horde are here, and we need your help. Like, we don't want trouble. We don't fight. Like, well, they're not giving you much of a choice, King Gruff.
Yeah, and I really like that aspect a lot. I mean, I like the whole story of it anyway, with its the rebellion against the Horde, and there's so many episodes where you're seeing the Horde doing all of these things, taking bits of land, wanting taxes from people, doing all this stuff, and then to just see the various races on the planet that here we have a peaceful race, and having that bit of dialogue, and it's a very serious tone to it's like you wouldn't expect something like that to a degree in a kid's cartoon.
No, you don't, and it
all.
really emphasizes too that how long the planet has been there, or excuse me, how long the Horde have been on this planet. God, I tell you, I don't know shit tonight. But where the Horde like lands on Etheria and then begins to start spreading and taking over, and knowing that there are several kingdoms on this planet that they have not yet overtaken.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. And just their plan of or like how many kingdoms have fallen, or have any fallen? Is it just they have landed, they're taking resources, they're taking people as slaves, and a small group begins to start to assemble, and it's just like it's not enough.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad that they did that though, and had those elements in there, because I guess if it was too much just like She-Ra and more episodes, it would be too similar to Masters of the Universe. So I'm glad that there's this element to it.
I know Larry DeTilly really wanted to like flip the script and say, we're going to put the villains. The villains are in charge. It's not the other one. That way it's She-Ra's got a greater challenge on her hand than not to say He-Man doesn't, because everyone's on that planet trying to take over, and they're just trying to keep the peace. Now it's like, no, evil's in charge. We're trying to make peace. So it makes it for an interesting dynamic on the series. That way it's not overly redundant.
Yeah.
And then She-Ra and her buddies are here to address the Horde, like, cut the shit out. We don't want to fight you. At least, unfortunately, we want to fight you. And, they welcome a good fight. And,
Bo jumps up on Sorrowful here.
And as the Horde are attacking, Sorrowful's just wanting to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Can't run away.
No.
Don't run away.
And, cast a spell that just something creates what looks to be like a meteor almost. It's a rock, but it looks like a meteor.
It almost too just looks like a big ball of hair.
It could be that too.
But no, just from a distance, that's what it looks like. But when you get She-Ra here up close, it's like it's actually kind of has like a rock bit to it too. I don't know. It's hard to decipher exactly what that is really.
I just look at it as a big ass rock.
Yeah, it just looks like it's just a big rock, but it also kind of looks like it's just made out of wood.
And right there, it does look like wood. Yeah. But whatever,
we'll just assume it's a big
regardless,
rock.
It takes out all the destructo tanks that were all lined up conveniently, because the Horde, that's the Horde. They're in battle formation. So
yeah, and that's always a hilarious thing in hindsight, looking back on it, especially like when you're taking history classes in school and you look and you watch like either documentary stuff that the History Channel would put out, or you would watch a movie that was historically accurate, and you just see them all just bayonets, gunpowder, and they're all just in a straight line. And I'm like, boy, that's really dumb, but whatever.
It's just common practice with armies. Like that's when something like a cannon comes along and starts mowing people left and right, and you got them all lined up like bowling pins.
Yeah.
And Sorrowful in the chaos just freaks out and crashes. And that's when she realizes, look, we need your help. Like you can't run. Like this is I can't do all this. We need you to step up. And then she decides to play a little, it's not a trick, but I love that She-Ra's sincerity sells that, you're wearing this will give you, called the flower of power. This will make you strong and courageous.
It's still kind of a trick though, but it's definitely the placebo.
Is a trick, but in that moment she realizes like he's very simple-minded. He will believe this and he will step up because he thinks he can. Yeah. And that's what you need in this moment. It's She-Ra being very intelligent in the heat of battle here. That this will help him.
It probably helped that it's something, because you kind of look at Sorrowful, and you mentioned it, simple-minded, more so having the mentality kind of like a kid.
Yeah.
So doing magic on him, I feel like Sorrowful he needs something tangible and something
tangible. You believe it when you're handed it there in physical form, and
if you can see it, you can believe it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and of course he stands up and goes right to the Horde very politely. He
Yeah.
said, Mr. Orson, I don't want to trouble you or anything, but I don't like what you're doing to my friends. And as a kid, I thought, what assholes. But then as an adult, like, they call him go away clown. And like, knowing what it's like to be bullied and being dismissed like that, like not only they laugh at you, but they dismiss you. Like that hits more as an adult when you watch that. To me, it's like they're written in such a malicious manner, but they're not using language or anything like that. It's just that demeanor, like anyone who's ever been bullied like knows, like that hits a lot harder when you're being mocked and laughed at the same time. Like it's a double knockout of like making you feel like your presence, you're invisible to us right now.
Yeah.
And that starts to kind of like, that you see the anger is slowly starting to build on the Sorrowful, that if you guys had any real friends, you wouldn't be such a grump.
Yep. I actually had that quote written down. I was about to say that. That was one of the lines of dialogue that really stuck out to me in this episode, because
that applies to today's culture too.
Yeah, I could think of a few people. It's just like, yeah,
please,
if you
tell me who.
No, there are some people out there. I'm like, yeah, if you had any actual real friends, you probably
wouldn't be such a grump.
Yeah.
And then Lee says, "Don't worry, your friends will be there to keep you company." Or they tell Sorrowful that you'll be cleaning out the dungeon. We got a perfect place for you. And of course, Sorrowful says that's not very nice. Like, I don't like, if you had any real friends, don't worry, your friends will be there to keep you company, and nothing's gonna stop us. And that's when Sorrow's like, "Fuck you, man," and just unleashes hell on the destructor tanks and scares the shit out of Leech and Montana.
And then Sorrowful's like, "Oh yeah, that was pretty fun.
Wasn't half bad, huh?"
As you see, just burnt.
Yeah, just metal, just a. And they're like, "I thought you said he was a coward." Like he was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't want to get angry again. Like, of course not. And he's not done there. He's like, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson, and chases them all off.
Yeah,
burns Montana's ass.
Runs them out of town.
Yeah, I love that. Look at that shot. That's fucking epic. I loved that as a kid. And the yell, the howling out loud. Ow! And then everyone, the Kingdom of Greenville and the rebels, they're all cheering Sorrowful on, and they get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah. And then this is when they tell Sorrowful, it's like, you know what? That wasn't a real thing. That was all in you from the get-go.
He's like, no. He's like, what? That's what he realizes. Like, you telling me that I did that? Like, this didn't do anything for me? Like, yes, exactly what I'm saying. And he's like, oh my God. And just
passes out again.
Just faints.
But to be fair to Sorrowful, kind of rebounds pretty quickly.
He's like, I'm sorry, it's just force of habit. Which is like, you know what, I'm growing, but I've it's part of my personality at the moment, and it casts a spell, invites him to stay, and I just like he's got a family, and I love that about.
And that'll be good too, because now Sorrowful, under the tutelage of Cast a Spell, it could probably become a formidable ally.
I wish that were the case when he appears again, but it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a great episode.
Well, so what is the next appearance of Sorrowful?
I believe it's Prisoners of Beast Island, and he's in that episode, and it's just not a good episode. I haven't watched it that much because I don't like it. It's not a good episode. I feel like I tried to rewatch it a good while back just to see, because sometimes I'll go back and revisit an episode I didn't like and see if I
just see if anything's changed. Yeah, and
like no, there's a reason why I don't like this episode. It's just a poorly written episode. It's just not good. It's a bad follow up with the use of the character, and I would have liked to have seen him, in Mysticor with Castaspella, and she's continued to build up his confidence and his courage, not with magic, just talking to him, tutelaging him.
Yeah,
like teaching him, how would you address this issue here? Just giving him scenarios and just, building up a legacy of like being a dragon that shouldn't be fucked around with. Yeah. Then
of course Bo gets the kiss.
Oh yeah, it's like she says, "Sorrowful wasn't the only hero today. You were terrific." And boy, talk about envy as a kid. I was really envious of Bo getting a kiss from She-Ra here.
I mean, look at it. It's like he's getting a kiss, cast a spell's looking on. Like maybe she's a
Yeah,
little jealous or
he's having
something. You
a
don't know.
great alpha male moment right now. And yeah, who wouldn't faint?
And then there you go. The look of disappointment.
He faints. He's like, Bo, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not. It was worth it.
But almost too, like that look on her face, not only reacting to him fainting, but also maybe there's a little bit of just like, oh man, like, oh Bo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she can have her pick of whoever she wants, and it's Bo's pretty much in that. I wish they would have explored that more. Bo being the main outside of the Seahawk, he's got the hots for She-Ra and Adora, and Seahawk, it's the same way. And it's I would love to have seen Bo and Seahawk, fighting for the personality or the one that they're crazy about. But then Adora is like, oh my God, like Bo likes She-Ra, Seahawk likes Adora, like, and trying to make that work.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And there's a lot of fun you could be had in a more like adult content. Not implying that they're fucking, like the good people at Netflix did for us, but just explore like those dynamics of relationships amongst like some kick-ass battles, have a little bit of a Superman for the Quest for Peace, a double date there with Seahawk and Bo,
Yeah. Yeah. That could be interesting if done correctly. But that was no, go ahead.
No, it just treating the source material with respect and not trying so hard to be like, look at this is funny, isn't it? Like that's when you're losing your audience, when you're trying so fucking hard. If people today who are working on He-Man would realize that. But they didn't do that, did they?
Well, that was The Laughing Dragon. Tyler, out of 10, what do you give this episode?
I give it a 9 out of 10. I love it. It's not a much talked about episode. It's not, but it means a lot to me. I just think it's a wonderful story. I love Sorrowful. I love his arc in the story. I'm gonna give it a 10.
You're gonna give it a 10?
I love it. I genuinely love this episode. It's a wonderful episode. I do not expect anyone else to agree with me on that. It's not as out of nostalgia, even though there's a part of it. But I just think it's a very well written story. I love it a lot.
That's fair. I am gonna go a little bit lower. I'm gonna give it an 8.
8. That's a kick-ass rating, man.
It's very solid. It's a lot of fun, but obviously compared to other episodes of She-Ra that I have watched when we've done the show now and in the past, that's a little bit on the lower end of the stuff that I've watched thus far.
Oh, and I get that,
but still very solid. Still a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some other episodes I definitely like to cover, like the Seahawk, Price of Freedom. There's just a couple that come to mind. I'll have to cover Huntara again at some point.
Oh yeah. Huntara is always a good one.
That's in my top 3, probably top 2. Yeah. Talent for Trouble.
I would probably put that one a little bit further down the road because I feel like at this point, I know that we talked about that episode a while back, but then we also we talked about Huntara a little bit too, I believe. But
I know we did a discussion about trying to do like a follow-up, like
yeah, maybe
because there was the plot of there was the story that never came to fruition called the Salaxian Wars.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was because we had this, the storyboards and.
I mean, I don't mean like in the next year, but just somewhere down the road we will have to go back and discuss that masterpiece of an episode. But
so a 10 from Tyler and 8 from me. Any closing thoughts before we move on to our commercial break and a little bit of feedback?
Yeah, it just again, I like the champion episodes that are not the cliches, the go-tos, because sometimes I feel like it's not warranted as much, but that's a personal opinion. And
but that's not to say that some of those go-tos are still not the top tier stuff.
And they're a go-to for a reason, but I feel like this is an episode that was highly underrated, very underappreciated.
Yeah.
And I think I know James likes the episode. I don't know how big a fan of it he is, but I know he thinks it's a good
Yeah,
episode.
see, that's the thing. I wish that James would have also have written reviews for the She-Ra stuff and put a number to it. That way I could also read that as well, get more of a score.
It would have
On
been nice. I guess he was too busy, being drunk and eating burgers.
Yeah, but busting the burgers.
Yeah, busting the burgers as he has done plenty of time.
So,
but it's again, if you people who haven't watched it, I highly encourage you to go check it out. And give us your thoughts. If it's lackluster or underwhelming, that's okay.
Yeah.
But give it a shot if you haven't. It's believe me, episodes like fucking Shadows and Skulls. God, it's an eye rolling episode. And you think, given the context,
I was gonna say the title of it sounds strong enough.
Yeah, it's Shadow Weaver saying "fuck you, Hordak. I'm gonna go align myself with Skeletor." Yeah, the idea is great. It's goofy as shit though. And I remember I voted on that in like the top 10 She-Ra episode DVD because I hadn't seen it before. Like, oh my god, that premise that's amazing. Man.
Yeah.
And then when I got it, I'm like, this episode fucking sucks.
You voted for it.
Skeletor's like just written badly, and him and Hordak are having these shitty one-liners at each other. It's like, this is fucking terrible, man. Like, this is a wonderful premise. And they could have done the same thing that they had done in Golden Books in that also in that one mini comic that's pretty forgettable, but have Evelyn get fed up with Skeletor shit and decides to go to Etheria and team up with Hordak to give him some value. I wish they had done that.
Yeah,
they did in the book Tila's Secret. Not to go off on too much of a tangent, but Evelyn gets jealous of Skeletor's plot to kind of seduce Tila into coming into his power. So she's just like, no, I'm the woman. Like, he's not doing it out of lust or anything like that. He's just devoting attention. Like, I want to bring her under my power. So she gets pissed off about it. Decides she's going to go to Etheria and help Hordak out. And he's like, oh, okay. So he's planning to do this. Grizzlor, take her prisoner. Like, she thinks she's going to one up Skeletor, and she pretty much ends up doing herself in.
Yeah.
And it's just I wish we could have got Evelyn going to the Horde out of spite towards Skeletor, thinking she's going to do some good and get back at him, and ends up kicking herself in the ass.
Yeah, that's always something fun to think about. That in hindsight, you wish they would have kind of done a little more, is bring in more Master Universe characters and implement them into the She-Ra Filmation mythology, and just have the interactions, have those back and forths. And
absolutely, like, or have some of the Etherean characters visit Eternia. Just kind of changing it up. Have Castaspella and Adora come to visit Adam.
And Adam's like, oh, hey, Castaspella.
Yeah, because she does have a thing for him. But it would have been cool, and then Adam and Fisto go to Etheria, to go visit, and Fisto's like, I've been hearing these rumblings about Castaspella, or
no, and that's Fisto shows up and he's like, I can't wait to fist her.
Oh yeah, that's how it'd be written today, because that's how everyone. I tell you, the obsession people have of trying to make really bad sexual jokes with Master Universe, whether you're trying to imply homosexuality or just fucking in general,
plain perversion.
Like, dude, I'm sorry, jerk off. Keep your fanboy bullshit to yourself in your own private account. Write that shit up, and you can read and beat off to it all you want. But mythology for He-Man, Thundercats, it needs to be asexual. There needs to be you do not need to address sexual preferences in the show, in any of these shows, or the mythology period in comic books, movies. It's irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the story. It serves no purposes. Like, stop what you're doing here from telling a compelling action adventure story. Well, we got to address this here. What for? Yeah. Well, because I kind of get off on it. Well, fuck you. You're fired. And go write your bullshit on our bathroom wall. People just like, no, I got to get in there so they can.
That's what Tumblr's for, right? Or whatever. Yeah. Some of those, I don't know, man. People. Yeah, but I wish people would stop doing it, especially in this day and age when they're supposedly writing He-Man stuff for adults, and yet, it wasn't necessary in the Filmation series, and it still isn't. It's irrelevant.
It outside of Adam and Tila, and even then, they just tease it from time to time.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with the story.
I think it just needs to, as far as it needs to go, is just establishing that some characters are attracted to each other. It doesn't really need to go beyond much further than that.
And you don't need to discuss people's thoughts and feelings and emotions. Like it was done so sparingly in He-Man and in She-Ra too. Because for the most part, it's an action adventure show. People's preferences about who they're into there's no place for this. It's not necessary. I did not need to see or imply that Adam, gets up from bed from shacking up with whoever. It doesn't help make the story any better.
It just it cuts to you think of just like that scene from Roadhouse after Swayze
and Kelly Lance gets up and like, oh my god, look at that! Yeah. I want to rewind that again.
yeah. It's just like take something like that and put it into Master Universe. Like, there's no need.
It's not necessary. Like, these are great looking characters, like alpha males and beautiful females all over the place, but I don't need to. I never felt compelled. I got to imply or write a subplot to intensify, romantic situations with people. It's these stories. I don't need them. I don't need them in G.I. Joe, even though there's some they do make for some good moments, but they're used so sparingly.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Thundercats, Ninja Turtles. Like the Turtles all have, they think April's hot, and that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah,
and there's nothing like it goes. Oh, April, you know how I like it.
Q Krang.
Yeah. It's like, dude, come on, man. Just you guys are into that. If anyone's into that fucked up shit, okay, that's your preference, but keep it to yourself, man.
Well, with all that being said, let's go ahead, man. Let's take a commercial break. We'll come back. Get a little bit of feedback. We'll talk about a few things, and we'll wrap it up. So we'll see you guys here after this.
Alert! Alert! Cobra attack! Ready to Defiant!
It's the G.I. Joe Defiant Complex.
Nobody beats G.I. Joe.
It's awesome.
The Defiant's launch base opens to reveal a flight control center.
Liftoff!
Wow!
The booster becomes a space station, and the Defiant's bay opens for rescue missions.
Imagine flying a Defiant! Go, Joe!
Nobody beats G.I. Joe, a real American hero.
Live the adventure of G.I. Joe. Defiant Complex comes with driver and astronaut.
Once upon a time, it was one monster per movie. Those were the good old days.
We're the Monster Squad. Only one way to kill a werewolf.
Kick him in the nose!
Do it!
Wolfman's got nerves!
The Monster Squad, rated PG-13.
Harness the power, Dino Riders. The evil Rulon shackle the Deinonychus.
Brainbox on attack!
They're sitting ducks!
Heroic Questar on Diplodocus opens the secret pod.
They're firing on me!
Look out for the trap!
Take this, airhead!
The hidden rockets blast the evil Rulon.
We'll meet again, Questar!
Diplodocus with motorized walking action. Deinonychus and Pteranodon with figures and battle gear, each sold separately. Dino Riders.
And we're back. I'm only going to cover one bit of feedback that we've gotten. This was on our mini comic review when we did the New Adventure stuff. This one came in a couple days after all the other ones that we had read off. Of course, by this point, I put out that trailer reaction video. We're not going to talk about this here, but I just want to say I appreciate all of the feedback that you guys left for me on that, and the amount of people that watched it. That was a lot of fun. But this comes from Ronell Sykes. I really like New Adventure. Skeletor was a lot more effective, actually defeated the heroes on occasion, and felt like a threat. Agree or disagree, Ty?
I agree. I mean, again, it comes down to the writing. And like I said, there is I forgot the name of the arc, but there is a storyline where the Skeletor and the mutants do win. They do succeed and take over for a while. And it's up to He-Man and everybody kind of rebel and take everything back over. And it goes on for 3 or 4 episodes, I think. Yeah. Maybe 5. It's been so long since I've watched it. But, at least it was trying to do something a little bit different. Yeah, and granted that the villains are not portrayed as threatening as they should be, and that's unfortunately that's just how certain people are with animation. They want to make it light and fluffy for children, and the villains kind of come out with the short end of the stick of coming off as just tree stumps.
Yeah.
They're not threatening at all. But again, I think it's one of those things that if you were to devote a lot of time to Skeletor, Flog, and the mutants, I mean, you really could make those. You could get them over strong as
Yeah.
This isn't just a band of like villains. This is an army. It's an armada.
Yeah.
Coming to take over. It's not slim pickings, a small group of people just going around and kicking puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys are here to destroy and take over. It's not something small, and to really amp up that threat. And then all of a sudden, Skeletor and them are just like, all right, you know what? His master plan is coming into fruition. Like, you know what? I don't need Primus. I don't give a shit about any of this. I'm heading back to Eternia with the mutants and their entire fleet. Like, and then He-Man's like, that's when you wonder, like, okay, do they think that, okay, well, we've won, or does Skeletor see this is how you would write? I think this is good writing here. Skeletor, like, going into this battle is setting the mutants up to fail for the sake of He-Man and the Galactic Guardians, to make it look like they have finally beaten Skeletor and the mutants. They've retreated. And Skeletor's like, no. In his mind, like, no, I want them to think that. So that way they think we're no longer a threat. They're no longer worried about where we're going, what we're doing. We're heading back to the past, and I'm taking everyone with me back to Eternia. Getting a head start before He-Man goes back.
Yeah.
And already setting the stage, like, oh my God, He-Man's gone. Skeletor's back in Eternia before He-Man even comes back. With the mutants, uniting them with the evil warriors. And and She-Ra and whoever is still standing. Like I said, there's so many directions you could go. Have the Horde invaded Eternia because they've completely taken over Etheria, and they set their sights on this. And now She-Ra's like, okay, I gotta try and save my friends who've been enslaved by the Horde and maintain protection of Grayskull. And then all of a sudden, that's when He-Man shows up.
I'm just smiling and laughing because I think now this is like 3 episodes where it's like, all right, another tidbit has, another comment has trickled in on this, and it's like I bring it up again, and then Tyler's just like, yeah, and then
we can do this and do that. It just shows there's never an end to quality storytelling with this property, and it just fucking infuriates me.
Yeah.
Well, I live in a bubble when it comes to Master of the Universe and everything's going on. So unless Nathan, who likes to kind of, hey, look what they did here.
Yeah, you know me. Yeah. I always got to poke the bear.
He does, and then Kevin Sharp will say to me, like, look at this cowboy bullshit they're doing.
Yeah,
and then Tom's like, hey, did you see this shit? And then James is like, Tyler, what do you think about this? Like, and then I'm like, dude, I might as well be yelling at clouds. It's like, you know what? This shit doesn't apply to me. I know it works. This doesn't.
Hey, but at least if you're yelling at clouds, that means that you went outside. If you at home are starting to hear you hear like an occasional clang when Tyler's talking, he's doing shit, man. He's getting his laundry done.
I'm a busy man. I don't just sit around with my thumb on my ass talking, raging about He-Man at a computer or some shit like that, But
it's his dryer is actually right behind that door. Not
right behind my He-Man
door.
room. Yeah,
right behind the He-Man room there. I'm actually doing some laundry myself because we got to get shit done. But this will be kind of out of sequence, I suppose, if I end up putting the Conan issue out after this episode. But at the end of the Conan issue, I talked about a little show that I started to watch. Watched 2 episodes of it at that time, which was yesterday. I'm up to episode 7 now. So really, I've been really enjoying it. And you said you were going to watch it, so I'm going to put you on the spot if you have or not. Did you watch Primal?
I got to be honest with you, Nathan. I didn't watch it.
Ah, damn.
Just kidding.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's hear it.
Fucking brilliant, man. Absolutely, man.
Isn't it really fucking good?
It's I got worked up watching that first episode. Like, oh my God, like they're going there. Oh my God, they're doing it again.
Yeah.
And it's And I'm like, this is, and it's brilliant writing. And you know what? There's no shitty dialogue anywhere. The dinosaurs don't fucking talk like modern day people.
It just lets
the
all
not sitting there throwing out speeches of, because he's voiced by, some fucking generic voice actor who does shitty cartoons today.
Hey, come on, get it right. Spear.
I see. I wasn't catching that. I'm just watching
they don't.
His name is Spear.
Spear, and then the dinosaurs. Fang.
Okay. No, it's. I've watched the first 2 episodes. And
Dude. Episode 3. It just. I felt so. You'll probably feel the same way. I don't want to spoil anything. Just watch
don't because I had it lined up. And I took a break to start watching some James Bond. But
how'd that go? Because you're talking about Skyfall.
I was just wrapping up watching Casino Royale.
Okay.
When I started Skyfall, that's like when we decided we are going to start recording. So
okay,
I literally got a minute into the movie, and I paused it right there. So I haven't really gotten anywhere in it, but I'm looking forward to it. But I was like, I was so drawn in, and knowing that this series is beautifully animated, beautifully scored by Tyler Bates. And the content of, like, they're not pulling any punches with this show, and that's the sad part about it, in a good way, is that death is all around you in this show. And if anyone hasn't watched it, I don't, because I guess the show is relatively new. Kind of, is it?
The first season came out in 2019, oddly enough.
Oh God, it's okay. So it's 7 years old. Yeah,
but it's been sporadic. I haven't really looked at like the air dates of all that stuff. I would see like a thumbnail for it. I think I first saw it on like Prime Video. I don't even think it was on the service. I think it was just on there. It's like, hey, you can buy this or rent it, right? And I just kept seeing stuff for it. I'm like, let me just look at this stuff. And I was intrigued by it. The premise intrigued me. I'm like, well, let's see what it's all about. In that regard, I went into it cold. And I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, yeah, it's no dialogue. It's just letting the music and the actions tell the story. And it's just, it's exactly its namesake. It's primal. You're just watching just the circle of life. Episode 3, man. Like, I admittedly, I will tell you that, like, I felt, I didn't get teary-eyed and I didn't cry, but I just felt really emotional when I was watching it.
Well, I felt emotional in that first episode.
Yeah.
Because, obviously the show's that old. I'm not going to worry too much for spoiling anything. So if you're intrigued and you haven't watched it by this point, like I haven't, stop it right now and at least watch the first episode. But when his wife and kids are just snatched up and eaten alive, and like, oh my God, they went that far. And then when you see the 2 little baby T-Rexes, scared and warming up to him, and then the mother of what I refer to as like Diablo. It makes me think of the T-Rex from the Primal Rage game, because they had the same color scheme, that kind of devil color scheme. Come in there and eat both baby T-Rexes, like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was just like, and when he leaps up with his spear and he's getting ready to impale the head of that mother Diablo.
Yeah.
I yelled out loud, "Fuck you!" And because I knew it was kind of like, hurry up and do it.
Yeah.
And seeing the camaraderie of him and that mother T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like watching her sniff her nest. And just lays down.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, dude. It's
But then they kind of bring it back in the second episode. It's like, oh, they're together, but now they're like hunting together.
Hunting together, but getting angry because she's eating all the damn food. And he's like, look, I gotta eat something too, damn it.
Yeah. And then she just takes a big, massive shit, and he's just like,
as he's getting, because it looked like he was getting ready to take a shit. And he's like, oh wait, what is that? Oh God, it's shit.
Yeah.
And seeing that mass of snakes, because I hate fucking snakes.
Mm-hmm.
And see them bury the hatchet in that moment, because, oh my God, they just stumbled upon this mass nest of massive snakes, smaller snakes, all from the same pile. and a flood erupts at the same time. So all the snakes are like washed out after them.
Yeah.
And it's just a fight for survival underwater against these snakes trying to, attack them, eat them.
Yeah. I knew you would. I felt fairly confident you were going to like it.
It would seem very fitting that you brought that after talking about Conan. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching, a prehistoric Conan at this point,
Yeah.
So I took to it very quickly. So I'm very, very eager to watch the rest of this, and I will watch the rest of these because this is very intriguing. I'm not looking forward to the heartache that's probably going to come in this next episode. After seeing a mother and their 2 children and then 2 baby T-Rexes get eaten alive, man, it's just like
no. This is once again, I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's to me, it was emotional in a different sense. You'll see why. You have any plans of watching episode 3 like tonight when we're done with this?
I might start watching Skyfall,
okay.
But then again, if it gets too late, I'm like, man, I might be better off watching Primal. Because I feel like I can watch that and not feel like
a couple episodes, and you're not having to dedicate like 2 hours of your time.
Because I'm like, it's starting to get closer to my time, my bedtime, where my brain started like, okay, you're done,
That's why he's got the stuff in the dryer. He's got to get that done before he goes to bed.
Got to get it done, and even tomorrow's Sunday. It's still, I go to bed at an early time. I don't argue with the body, so
yeah.
I don't want to get overly invested in watching Skyfall, and then I'm like. But I want to be wide awake for that, so I think I can squeeze in at least another episode of Prime before going to bed.
All right. Well, if you watch episode 3 tonight, text me.
I get to go to bed upset.
Maybe watch that first and then start Skyfall. You were talking about when the show came out. So the first season was broadcast during Thanksgiving weekend for the first time on November 29th, 2020, and then the marathon that they had commemorated the launch of the series on HBO Max. The first season began a second run on the normal schedule, and then the second season didn't premiere until July 2022, and then the third season just premiered January 11th. But like I told you, I think from what I've read, no details, but they wrap up this arc after the second season, and the third season begins something else because they're like, let's make this an anthology kind of series. Yeah, I do too. Because it's like, for as awesome, because like I said, I'm on episode 7. For as much as I'm invested in that, I know that the shelf life on something like that can be kind of short. It's like, all right, there's only so far we can go and have it go so long before let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, then it turns into, Cobra Kai season 6, where it's just, look at this. Like, this doesn't mean a fucking thing to me.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying that. I don't know. I'll probably just go in there and watch the rest of season 1 of Primal. Emily actually fell asleep at the halfway point of episode 6 last night, so gotta rewatch that. But yeah,
let me know. She just like
No, yeah, that's this has been one of the first shows in a while where I've actually seen her just like put her phone down and just like watch for the entire thing. Because sometimes we'll watch stuff. Sometimes she'll, and I'm guilty of it too, pick your phone up and just kind of like look at a couple things real quick and like put it down. Like you're still paying, you're still listening.
Yeah.
But you're just like, I don't know. That's probably just where attention spans have gotten a little bit smaller for everybody in this day and age. But yeah, she was really into it. So I look forward to watching more. I look forward to you watching more and getting your thoughts. But in terms of, if I'm going to watch any movies or anything, get any of that stuff squeezed in, I might try to watch something. I know the Smashing Machine with The Rock is on. It's on Max now, and I'm like, do I want to watch that? Maybe eventually.
I don't give a fuck about anything The Rock does. I don't give a shit. Whatever. I do not care.
It's like he ruined Cena's heel turn. He fucking fucked up the main event scene there for a little bit too, with him just showing up.
Plus, his movies have all been dog shit. Just movies, supposed action movies where he's supposed to be the tough guy, but it's always tongue in cheek. Fuck him and his shitty movies. They all suck balls. His promos. His promos were fucking the drizzling shits too.
Oh yeah, the turning
Rudy Poo, Candy ass. What the fuck does that mean?
Turning it sideways.
Shut up, Rock.
I mean, I did get Santo versus Dr. Death in the mail today. Maybe I try to. Emily wouldn't want to watch that. I'll probably try to find something. Yeah, I mean, she would, I think, but I probably wouldn't hold the attention.
I think
that's understandable.
You look over pretty quick, and her head's all the way back with her mouth wide open.
Yeah, I mean, shit. At this point, I might fall asleep before she does tonight. But is there anything else you wanna discuss? That's pretty much the biggest thing I had was asking you if you got around to watching Primal.
I don't have anything else because it's been pretty much a by the numbers day, and I really
I guess that's kind of the biggest detriment for us recording so much, and especially if it's like, oh, we record one yesterday, we're recording one now. It's like, what else you want to talk about, man? It's like, oh, well, we kind of talked about.
Yeah, we've done 3 episodes. As you're watching, if our listeners, when you're watching this or listening to it, we've done 3 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah,
so we've covered a lot of content between the two of us. Not to mention when we're talking every day about stuff, so it's not like we're seeing each other once a month and trying to catch up. We're in constant contact all the time. But
then not to mention that I'm gonna have some more time off from work coming up, so that might just be a more block of episodes that we record.
So we're just trying to put together more content, bonus stuff, and just trying to build up a great back catalog that, multiple weeks in advance, like we've got stuff, even if one of us couldn't make it for whatever reason, one of us is sick or something happens, like we still
my internet goes out.
But we got a ton of episodes in the can that we're like, no, we're good. We got an episode this week. So
yeah. So it's been good to be ahead of it. Hope all of you have been enjoying this content as well. If you haven't done so already, like this episode, leave us a comment down below. Give us your rating of The Laughing Dragon. Let me know in particular if you've watched Primal and give me your thoughts on it, because it's crazy to think this show started premiering in 2019, started like back half of 2020, getting that first season out there to the masses. And just how under the radar it flew for me, because I don't recall anyone really talking about it to a degree that I'm like, I should check this out. There wasn't any like super big
I've never
buzz
heard
from
anybody
anything.
mention it.
Yeah, so let me know if you've watched Primal, because I've noticed I don't post statuses anymore on social media. I just post to the stories part, because it's like it's up there for 24 hours and then disappears. Posted the photo of Spear and Fang, and got a response from Johnny Cock, and then like Tom gave it like a clapping emoji, so obviously Tom's probably watched it, but Tom's very big into just animation period, so like any of that Adult Swim stuff, I'm sure no matter what, he just checks out for the hell of it. And it's all his fault that I now own a couple of Santo movies on Blu-ray. So
he's very well versed in pop culture in terms of good stuff, bad stuff, good bad stuff.
Yeah, as he should be. Did he message you where he was in like Barcelona or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I'm just hanging out at this bar from my work. And
no, but doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, he's like, what is my life? And I'm like, oh, that's
going to Transylvania, going to Barcelona. I just felt like it.
Yeah, no.
When you get the means and the resources to do that,
to go see the world and do shit, like that's awesome.
Nothing holding you back, not having to deal with bullshit. And
hey, Tom, you want to? Can you hire us? Bring us on for anything? We'd love to go on these trips.
Yeah, I can be a muscle or something like that. I mean,
he'll be your bodyguard.
Yeah, I can't really do much of anything else like tech related. The brains, I guess I'm the brawn. I guess if I can bring in anything to the table.
Yeah, you could just stand there like Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, you remember Mr. Hughes? He was kind of at one point in like early 90s WCW, he wrestled, but there for like a very, very brief stint when Jericho first came in.
Yes, him. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
He'd be Mr. Hughes standing there with like a fedora and like glasses and suspenders and shit. Yeah,
I could do that. Yeah.
If you could look.
Because people say I have a resting asshole face at times when I'm not trying to. So I could just
No, I could. Yeah, I totally see that, because all those times you've been oblivious when I see you driving and we just like pass, or I've pulled up beside of you at a red light and you're just totally oblivious. You're just sitting there just like looking really angry, you're just in the zone.
I'm watching the road. I'm not going like George Carlin when he says people are in heaven. You know, I'm locked in on being a safe driver, so I'm
Yeah.
not, you know, like looking around, look at the light. Ooh, what is that? It's just, you know. But when people say like, I look angry, I've looked at my. I mean, I know when I can know when I look angry, but my casual face, like, I look, I'm like, why do people think I'm mad?
Yeah.
You know, which people say that's on which it works to your benefit when I don't want people to bother me, but then people at the gym, like asshole college kids, are like, hey, how many sets you got left? You know, and you look like you could spit nails at this moment, and they still feel like, you know, I'm entitled. My daddy paid for me to come here. You know,
I mean, I do
take a you know, a dumbbell and wrap it around their fucking skull.
I do the same thing at work. I'm like, yeah, if I just look really mad, which I usually am half the time when I'm there anyway. It's like people.
And that's when they hey, smile.
Oh yeah. Smile. It's almost Christmas. It's like, nah, yeah, we're not there yet. Fuck you. Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about being a good driver. Speeding ticket. Ever gotten one?
No.
I haven't either.
I had to pay a fine for not acknowledging a speed limit sign, though. He said it's not a ticket. If you pay the fine, it doesn't go on your record.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. So that was when I was driving through Parisburg one day, and he was super nice because I had a clean record and was like, you were going above the speed limit, so I'm not giving you a ticket. It's just a fine. If you pay it real quick, your record still stays clean. So I went and paid that shit, and you know, I got pulled over one other time for speeding in my early 20s. And I had a clean record. And he's like, just slow it down.
Oh yeah, just give you the warning.
That was it. So I was, and believe me, I don't like to go too much past the speed limit. That's just how I am.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
I know. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. People like, you drive like an old man with a clean record. So fuck you. You know, you want to get there safely, or do you want me to get pulled over? Are you going to pay my fine? You going to pay the ticket? No, sit there and shut the fuck up.
This is not directed at me. I haven't ridden that many times with Tyler.
No, normally Nathan's the one doing the driving.
Yeah,
you know,
because usually
Nathan can say I'm a slow driver. Nathan is a late breaker. You know, when we're pulling up to like stop traffic, like, oh my god, my foot is like pressing right to the floor of the car. Like, will you slow down?
I think Emily would probably agree with you on that.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Like,
it's not like I'm like slamming the brakes down. It's
no,
just,
but he's waiting till we're right up on the ass end of another car. You know, and I'm like, oh my god, he won't stop. And I feel like I'm like gonna go right to the windshield. Nathan's like, what happened to you? It's like that every time. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
That's awesome.
You know, it wasn't like that all the time though. Like when we go shopping and run or something like that, I didn't always feel like, you know, I'm gonna hit the brake here. You know, but just in latter years,
there is a distinct difference between Tyler and I's driving for sure.
Yeah, I don't give a rat's ass. People can sit there and say I drive like an old man. Yeah, because first off, I have to drive for a living, so I have to keep a clean record. Not just, I mean, that alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I do not want to get pulled over. You know, if I get pulled over, I want a police officer telling me, hey, your tail light, one of your tail lights is out. You need to get that fixed.
I had that happen to me once. Dude,
that's happened one other time.
And he was just like, yeah, one of your taillights is dimmer than the other. I'm like, you're full of shit, man.
You're John Denver. You know that?
Yeah, and that's when it was like, oh, you go pay the fine or whatever, right? So I took it there. I was like, hey, you come out here. Look at this shit. I'm like, does that look dimmer than you? And the guy's like, no. And then he took the ticket and tore it up. And I was like, all right. Fuck him. And then there was another time that I got pulled over when I was coming back from an ex-girlfriend's house. Middle of the night. I'm talking like 1 a.m. And I'm going through town. I don't give a signal to turn onto my road. This cop comes flying over the tracks. I already pulled in the driveway. Cop pulls up. It's like, hey, you failed to give a signal back there. And I'm like,
I thought you could pull. He's got his hand on his gun, like getting ready.
I mean, shit, you never know. And he was just like, hey, you know, you're supposed to give a signal back there. And I probably shouldn't have, but
like,
this was
a signal.
I specifically said I didn't need to know that I had to let nothing know that I was turning. There was no traffic. None at all. And I'm like, why does it fucking matter? So yeah, and then he just got in his car and left, and that was it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm already at my house.
I'm sure too. They get bored. They need something to kind of kill the time. So they're.
They do have a quota they got to make.
They do. I've heard all kinds of stories too for some of the stuff they got to do, and
yeah.
I mean, I think I've been pulled over. I think maybe less than a handful of times in my life. The first time I ever got pulled over, I was on a date with a girl. Right after we graduated from high school, when I got pulled over for cutting a guy off.
Damn,
right here in town.
I bet you were a nervous wreck too. You're like pissing your pants.
No, I held it together. He's like, hey, I'm on a date. I got to hold it together here. I can't say like, oh my God, he yelled at me. No, it's nothing like that. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
So I didn't see it as much, but clearly that's what it is. And I just rolled. He just gave me a warning and let me go. So, and my date wasn't like embarrassed or like we weren't. We just kind of like just okay, well, whatever, and just went about our way.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's our driving. There's our driving history for everyone at home.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure people were just like leaning in, like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I got pulled over once too.
Leave us a comment down below. Let us know how many times you've been pulled over. But I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done this already. And until later, let the power return.
Very good. But break, not hit back.
God damn it. I definitely should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Christine, right? I knew it. That's something. Yeah. That's something that the car says.
That's what Buddy Repperson says.
Yeah. That almost sounds like Enter the Dragon.
No, but you're on the same ballpark.
Give me another one.
I ain't your pal, dick face.
Mortal Kombat?
No. No. Again, you're in the ballpark.
God. I'm gonna feel
I can give you one more.
I'm gonna feel like a moron. Go ahead and give me the third one.
Okay, USA.
Oh, all right, Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah.
I figured the first one I gave that's gonna be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, well, you know how
Nathan falls asleep when he watches most movies.
I know. I just
on his side with his hair like Beekman from Beekman's World, like always outstretched and doesn't remember a fucking thing. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was great, loved it."
No, it's like the second one kind of. That yeah, I should have been more towards Bloodsport there. Man, yeah. Well,
legendary movie, man.
Yeah.
Best martial arts movie of all time, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Without question. It's my favorite Van Damme movie and my favorite martial arts movie.
I don't know. As far as favorite martial arts movie, I don't know if it would be like my top favorite. It's definitely up there, but I don't know if it would be like my absolute. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
For sure you do.
Rewatch them all so I can. I'm just gonna have to start like anytime I watch a movie, and just type up the quotes on my phone.
And a report.
And Tyler will probably ask me. He'll probably do this quote at some point. Better make sure I have it on my phone and I study all the time, so I know that when it comes up, I'll get it right.
And I'd love to put that to the test.
and still make me look like a fucking idiot.
Believe me, I would dig in deep, man.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. I'm still in. I know that he, like every time that I put on a shirt, like I put on Christine, and when I put this shirt on tonight before we recorded, I was like, there's a chance he might pull a quote from this and just make me look like a total fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, I could have easily done that. Yeah,
yeah, I know. I'm waiting for you to do that more often.
I think. Well, now I just feel that now that you said that, I got to wait a while before I do it because you'll be anticipating. You'd be wearing a Dick Tracy or a Batman shirt, and
I'm just got to start wearing plain T-shirts, nothing on them. Yeah, that'll be the way to go. But I hope everyone enjoyed this, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for your time.
Well, Tim, today I lost the big game and a dear friend. I'm feeling pretty vulnerable right now. I don't think I should be alone. I really need people to talk.
It certainly does seem to be raining shit on Joe Cooper right now.